YouTube, I'm back. What is up, YouTube? I'm in Houston, Texas, where the poker is everywhere. It's a poker room on every corner in Houston. I'm about to get in these streets. Well, not right now. I'm gonna go to my sister's house first. Y'all know I live in Atlanta, but I'm from Houston. I drove all the way to here to Houston, 12 hours, and now I'm gonna go to my sister's house and see my nephew. You know what I'm saying? Maybe take a nap, because I need a nap. I didn't get much sleep. And then probably wake up probably 12, 1 in the morning. It's raining very bad here. It's supposed to rain all the way up until like Friday. I'm thinking about getting in the poker streets though. See what the poker streets is talking about. And maybe play some 4-card PLO. So we'll see. There's a bunch of poker rooms. I don't know which one I'm gonna go to, honestly. There's a bunch. It's too many to name. But yeah, we're gonna see how it go. I'll keep y'all posted. And here we are, pulling up to 101 Poker. Okay, I'm here at 101 Poker. I sit down to play PLO, blinds are 1-3, and I sit down with about 150. Finally look down at a hand that I like. Queens with the king suited with one of my queen spades, and then a 10 of diamonds. I think there's a $6 button straddle, so I go ahead and just call the $6 button straddle. I don't really like to raise pre-flop in Omaha. It's a post-flop game, so I just call the 6. I think we're 5-handed to the flop. So the flop comes down king of diamonds, 3 of diamonds, 4 of spades. So right here, all I have is a pair of kings. I don't really want to get too crazy. I check. It checks all the way through, and then the turn brings a queen of diamonds. Now that gives me a set, but it also brings a flush. And I don't want to really bet that, but I'm willing to call anything. But nobody bets, and I check as well. And then the river pairs the board with a 4 of hearts. And that brings me a full house, so I definitely have to bet something now. 15. I put out a small bet, not to scare anybody away, but no one seems to call, so I take down a small pot. Okay, next hand. So I look down at ace, jack of diamonds, and 2 4 hearts in the small blind. There's a $6 under the gun straddle, and it's coming around, and the button decides to raise to 30. And I got a pretty good hand, so I call the 30. I think the big blind called as well, along with 2 other players. So we're about to be 5-handed to a flop. Flop comes 4 clubs, king of clubs, 8 of hearts. I check. I immediately check because I only flopped a pair of 4s and possibly a backdoor 4 high flush draw. I think it checked around all the way to the button. He asked what the pot was and he went all in. He had less than the pot and I immediately fold, let it go. So the very next hand, I'm on the button. I get ace 6 of diamonds and then 5-9 of hearts. Pretty good hand. I had already called the 3, and I think somebody they potted it, and it was 25. So it gets around to me, and I'm trying to get my chips ready and see how much the pot is, and I call, and it kind of made everybody else pretty much call. Everybody wants to see the flop. So I think we were 7-handed to the flop. Family fight right there. You never know, hey. 7 players. You said 7 players? Alrighty, so the flop comes down pretty good. 8, 4, 9 of diamonds. The action starts to check all the way around. And then it eventually gets to me, and I say F it. I go all in for 110. I mean, I have the nut flush, so it's only right. The action folds around to several people. And then I think finally I get one caller while everybody else folds. And he shows his hand. All I remember that he had a jack high flush. So the dealer runs it out. Bink a 9 right on the turn, so that brings a full house. Hopefully he doesn't have a set. River brings a 3 of hearts. He asks me if I have the nut flush, and I say yeah, it's good. So obviously he doesn't have a full house. I win. I take down the pot.
Oh, I have a 9 though. So I have a blocker. Thank you.
Okay, on to the next interesting hand. I look down at Queen 9 of diamonds, Jack of spades, and 6 of hearts. There's a straddle on the button, and I like my hand, so I call. I think 2 other players call the 6, and it gets to the button. He checks his options, so we're 4-handed to a flop. Alright, so we get a pretty good flop. It comes Jack of hearts, 6 of diamonds, 4 diamonds. So I flop top 2 with a queen high flush draw. Action checks to me, and I bet 25. The button who's next to act thinks about it and gives me a call. The other 2 players fold. So we're heads up to a turn card.
Call 25. Heads up.
Turn card brings a queen of spades, so now I have 2 even bigger pair. So y'all know what I gotta do. I gotta pot it. My opponent is tanking, cutting chips, making me nervous. I don't know what's going on. I don't even really know what to put him on right here. Oh my goodness, what do you have, sir? What are you thinking about? Playing with the chips. Okay, now he has to look back down at his hand, see what he has. He goes ahead and puts the 75 out. Now I'm nervous, but I got a good hand though.
Thank you.
Let's see what the river brings. And of course it brings something I don't want to see, a 10 of clubs. That means if he has ace king or king 9, he has a straight. So I decide to check, just in case. Then he does something that really makes me nervous. He asks the dealer what the pot is.
225.
Sir, why are you asking the dealer that? Oh my god, now the man starts to get chips ready. What is he gonna put out? What can I call? Let's see.
Bet 150.
He says 150, which is really confusing. Why didn't you just pot it, sir, if you have a straight? Well, maybe he has king 9, but I have a 9 blocker. I really go into the tank on this one, because it's just confusing me why he would bet 150. That number didn't make sense. To me, I would just say pot. You know, because you have to put me on a set. I was pushing the pot the whole time. So if you hit any straight, you know, you're going to think that your straight is good. The final deciding factor for me was that this is the vlog and y'all didn't come to see me fold. So I give him a call. When I put the chips out there, he doesn't look too happy about it. He says he has 1 pair, and I tell him that I have top 2.
I got top 2 queen
And
jack.
it looks like it's good. Yep, he's starting to muck his hand, and I'm good. I take that pot down. Looks like we made a good call. Okay, so this next hand is the beginning of things starting to go bad. I look down at ace, 8 of diamonds, jack of clubs, 9 of hearts. Now this is a good hand, so I call the $6 straddle. And then action moves around to someone who decides he wants to raise $30. And that's cool, I'm fine with that. I'm prepared to call the 30. But shortly after that, someone behind him goes all in for 69. Now usually I would make this call, but I was just feeling real nitty right here. And I let this hand go, surprisingly. I'm such a nit sometimes.
How much all in?
I can't remember how many people called this person or how many people got in the pot.
I fold.
But
I fold.
my problem with this pot is that I would have had the nuts. I would have hit it right on the turn. But oh well, on to the next hand. There was 6 on the button, and I looked down at Ace of Diamonds, Queen of Hearts, 3 of Hearts, and Jack of Spades. I called the 6 straddle.
Thank you.
And we are 6 players to the flop.
You got it.
Flop comes King of Hearts, 4 of Clubs, 5 of Hearts. And it checks all the way around to the button. And he bets 40.
40.
Now I have a flush draw, Queen High flush draw. So I decided to call the 40. Probably a bad call.
40.
Everyone else folded to the $40, so me and him are heads up to a turn card.
Heads up.
Now the turn card brings a 4 of Hearts, which hits my flush, but it also brings a full house if he had a set. I check and he goes all in for 55.
All in.
So, yeah. I go into the tank. I'm getting a good price. $55 is a good price. But I either put him on a set or he could have the nut flush. So my flush is dead if he does. So I eventually let it go. Live to fight another day. Alright, so next hands of interest. I look down at King Jack of Clubs, Ace of Spades, 7 of Diamonds. I like this hand. Now, for some reason, I wasn't able to take down notes for this hand. Can't really remember what happened, but by the video, somehow the bet got up to $100. I guess somebody maybe potted it, and then someone re-raced to 100. And I liked my hand, so I called 100. And we're heads up to a flop. Now, I'm assuming I like the flop. I can't really remember what it was, but it had to be Queen Jack 10. And I know there was 2 spades on the board. I don't have 2 spades in my hand to have a flush draw, but I still go all in. And he snap calls me, so I'm assuming he has ace king as well. We both show, so we end up chopping because he doesn't have a spade draw either. And the spades actually hit. Okay, I think this is the last hand that I recorded. I looked down at pocket 10s with a Queen of Hearts to match the 10 and a 6 of Clubs to match my other 10. The pre-flop bet had gotten up to $75. I don't have details how it got that high, but I called because I like my hand. And we were 5 players to a flop. Flop comes Queen of Spades, 3 of Clubs, 8 of Spades. And right here I have top pair. No flush draw or anything, just top pair with a hope and a dream. One player goes all in for his last $7. And I call. I gotta see a turn for only $7, right? And then one other player gets crazy. He decides to raise it up to 200. I don't even know what I'm thinking about. What am I trying to hit? Runner, queen? 10 on the turn? Nah, it's too risky for $200. I gotta let it go. Now, even though I didn't record any more hands, this does not end my session. I play a lot more hands. I was in this place for hours. Maybe 10 hours to be exact. But I wanted to relax and play poker without having to record.
Unexpected that you be so selfish. How you jealous of someone that you have neglected. I heard that you've been not doing you.
Alrighty. See you. I'll be back. Alrighty. It is daylight, and I'm walking out of 101 poker. Why is it daylight? I came here at nighttime. So yeah. So I'm a degenerate. I could have left several times up, maybe $500 or $600, but I'm a degenerate and I played all night. I have a problem. But yeah, once I get in the car, we'll explain, if I'm up or not. I am looking so rough. I'm sorry, y'all. This how you look when you just left the poker room at 8:28 in the morning. I got here at, I want to say like 10 last night, and I'm leaving at 8:28 in the morning. Several times I could have left up. I think the most I got up was like $800. Because all I bought in for was like $150. My initial buy-in was only for $150. It's a 1-3 PLO game. Very small stakes. You can buy in for $100. and I had got that up to like 9 something. Lost all of that back. Bought in for 100, and then I think I bought in for 200. So basically, I got in for a total of $700, basically. And then I finally ran that back up to like 925. So this session in for 700, out for 925 after an all-night roller coaster ride. I was doing fine for so long, and then I ran into a hand where it just kind of put me on tilt. A lot of situations, it's PLO. A lot of situations where I could have called pre-flop, they were getting the money all in pre-flop. Like so many times, like I could have went all in for 400 or 500 at the time, but I just didn't want to risk it. And I would have won. I would have made 2,500 and I could have cashed out and left. But I don't want to risk it. I was playing very low risk. I made a few good calls in the beginning of the session. Most of those hands that you guys saw was in the beginning of my session because I kind of wanted to relax and just play some poker instead of recording. Recording hands takes a lot of work. So once I did record those hands, I kind of like turned the camera off and relaxed and just sat and played. But yeah, it was a roller coaster ride. I still had a good time. Overall, you know, I do this all the time. I stay at poker games all night and play all night. So as long as I didn't lose, it's fine. You know, the only thing I lost was time. And I came down here to, you know, play some poker. So it doesn't matter. I profited $200. It's not a huge profit, but it's better than losing $700. If I would have left here losing $700, I would have been slightly upset. But yeah, so I'm gonna head back to my sister's house and get a shower and some sleep, and maybe start all over again. Maybe I'll vlog again tonight if I come and play. Or maybe I'll go to a different room, because there's like a million rooms here in Houston. So, but I appreciate y'all tuning in and watching. Y'all have a great day and run it up in these poker streets. I'm out.
Unexpected that you be so selfish.